So you wanna go hard? So you wanna be the greatest? Your life is a fantasy, and it's all for the taking. Cause this time is now, and I gotta get it. I'm a beast, I'm a freak when it come to winning. Eyes on the prize like it's television. All room, no bus, no room, your plus. So you wanna go hard?
Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had an amazing 4th of July. Tim, how was your 4th of July? Did you party hardy?
Hot. It's hot, hot, hot. No, you can't party hardy because you're still not supposed to have big get-togethers and stuff. But
That's right.
The heat is here.
Well, Tim's got a new girlfriend, and you must have been partying with her. Some fireworks with the kids.
Some fireworks alone. yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Tim's in the honeymoon stage, and he is excited. All right, so hope you had a good weekend, everybody. Tim had a good weekend. Clearly, you can see it, but the raise of the eyebrows. If you're listening in the audio, Tim is a happy person. That's good. We're happy for you, Tim.
My caterpillars are rocking.
They are. So today we're talking about quarterbacks that are undervalued, everybody. Undervalued quarterbacks that are good or, really good, or veterans in some cases that just didn't have a really good year last year, and the ADPs have them undervalued. So we're going to talk about where they're sitting on the consensus, the consensus rankings, where we think you should draft them, if we like them, if we don't like them. So we've got 5 undervalued quarterbacks for 2020 fantasy football, and we're going to give you some honorable mentions and some other names of quarterbacks that just not getting the respect, Tim, that they deserve.
Perfectly said.
That's it. Simple. These guys need some respect, and we're going to give it to them right here, right now. Before we do, guys, make sure you guys leave a comment below, and I'm going to get back to as many questions as I possibly can. Of course, now we've got this new Fantasy Direct where I text you guys throughout the season. Direct text right in your pocket, counselor, in your pocket. And I'm going to tell you waiver wires. I'm going to tell you optimal players for the week, starts and sits, DFS, everything is there. Even 5 of my best picks against the spread. And I got some really good connections, including, I won't say who, but Walter Football and a couple other guys that know the spreads. I'm going to be, talking to them to make sure you guys get really good picks of that week. So guys that are really experienced, we're going to make sure those picks are really hot for you in your pocket every week. Fantasy Direct at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Under programs, you can hit direct access under programs at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com and get the 16-round draft solution also. And there's a link here below. Tim, I'm excited about the season, man. I can feel the momentum, man.
Why are people not getting this? The NFLPA, the NFL, they're all talking about it's going to happen. Yep. My God, get ready for it.
Get ready, man. And speaking of things that happened, did you see my text yesterday?
Oh, my God, Austin Eckler responded to my comment. Shut up.
No, I'm just saying here. So I stuck my ground. People are happy because I said I don't believe in Eckler.
You stuck your ground, but you calmed down a little bit. You cooled it.
No,
you cooled it.
No, I'm just saying I don't hate the guy because he's a super nice guy. Like if you look at his social, he looks like a nice guy. But all I said is I don't believe in him. I think Gurley, David Johnson, other workhorse running backs like Fournette are going to outperform him, and that he sucks. So I'm sticking
I believe in him enough that I said, F you. I'm taking Gurley. I'm taking Eckler if he's there in the second.
Listen, if Gurley gets outperformed by Eckler this year, I might as well just quit.
Oh,
seriously.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
People are going to be calling for it.
I'm really confident. All right, so yeah, go check out my Insta at Fantasy Football Counselor. It's like second or third or fourth last post. And I said running back suck or whatever. It's a screenshot, and he put it in the comments. Go chime in, guys. Let me know your comments. That was yesterday. All right, Tim, let's go. First quarterback that's undervalued. Let's just roll into the show. We got 5 of them for you. And let me start with mine, Ryan Tannehill. Now, Tannehill, listen, he's got a really good O-line. Derrick Henry's back. Not too many changes in the offense. I can only imagine this offense is going to get better this year, Tim. And, A.J. Brown getting settled into that offense, that rapport with Tannehill. And now Tannehill actually had a pretty good year last year. The thing with him is that he didn't get started. This is the thing. He didn't get started till around, week 6 or 7. So had he played those first 6 weeks, Tim and everybody, pay attention, he would have actually done really well. He finished 22nd amongst quarterbacks, but again, did not get started till in and around week 6, found his groove in week 7. And then after that, man, consistent. He had a pinnacle game of 32 points. His lowest game was, he had one really low game, which was 13, just under 14 points, which was week 13 versus Indy. But other than that, man, if he had played those first 6 weeks and he was pacing an average of 20 points per game, which is where he was around, he would have finished 3rd to 4th amongst quarterbacks. He would have been in and around where Dak Prescott finished last year. I love Tannehill. I love the ceiling, and he's being undervalued. Him sitting at 18th amongst quarterbacks. I think that's a shame. I like him as a backup quarterback with upside. What are your thoughts on Tanny?
I find it hard to believe that he would have been a 3rd or 4th finisher last year had he performed so well throughout the entire year. He's one of those guys. He's a Phillip Rivers. He doesn't impress me. He doesn't excite me. Yes, he can get the job done. Derrick Henry made him last year. No doubt about that. Is he going to repeat or have the same success this year? I don't know. Yeah, obviously Derrick Henry's going to get fed. So I think he deserves to be kind of right where he's at. I'm not thrilled with him, but I'd take him. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not a Tannehill fan by any means, but like the way I'm looking at the numbers last year, he was a consistent performer. Week 9, 23.4 points. Week 10, 18.94. Week 12, 32 points. And he had that dip with 13. Then 27 points plus in week 14, 24 points in week 15, 23 points in week 16. Like he was consistently producing on a high level. Like getting 20 points consistently out of your quarterback is good. Like I said, if you add those 6 games, had he started those 6 games with the Titans and you project that out, right? Because like think about the math, right? Do some math in your head, Tim. What do you have? Like 224 points the way he had it, and then you add another 6 games at 20 points. Where does that put him, right? In and around what, 330?
I'm just trying to look at his stats here for last year.
You finished with 224 points is what I'm saying. What's 20 times 6, Tim? You do some math.
20 times 6 is 120.
Add that to 224 now.
340?
Okay, 340. Dak
would have put him in 2nd place.
Yes. Yeah, because Dak had 337 points. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to say around, I just say 3rd and 4th, assuming a couple games were flops, right? So he would have been top 5 is what I'm saying. So
look at his number. Okay, stop looking at all of that kind of crap. Look at his real numbers, man. Only 201 completions for 2,700 yards. Yeah, 22 touchdowns, pretty respectable. Only 6 interceptions, decent. Yep. Got a little bit of the job done himself on the ground, not a hell of a lot, but he put in 4 touchdowns, so that helps a little bit. I'm not sold on him as a year-long stud. Yeah, some of the numbers you quoted are great, but that's Derrick Henry pounding the ball in.
But I'm not excited either. What I'm saying is that I get him as a backup quarterback, and then I could plug and play and start cover my bye weeks. And if I see him consistently performing, steady, or my quarterback gets injured or something happens, or my starting quarterback is volatile, then Tannehill's a plug and play. And I think he's undervalued.
Sure. I mean, he can get those numbers. Once again, it all depends on what Derrick Henry does. If he pounds in 2-3 touchdowns every week, great.
Yeah. All right. So, Tim, you've got one here, and we're debating here, but we want to save the debate for you guys because I don't think this guy's undervalued at all, but I do love him. Trust me.
The big thing for me is I keep on saying it, even to you, I was saying it. He's only slightly undervalued, and slightly, I'm meaning only like 1 or 2 positions. There's only a couple guys here that I would take him in front of. So we're talking Matt Ryan, who's currently around 8th quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
But he's behind Josh Allen. Come on. Yes, Josh Allen does it all with his legs, but you take away some of those legs, and damn, he's going to flop. Kyler Murray, not too impressed there either. So the big thing here is Matt Ryan is a throwing quarterback only. And so I get it. I like a guy who can run a little bit at least. Matt Ryan doesn't run at all. I still think with his offense, with his weapons that he's got in the receiving game, I think his numbers go up. Last year was his worst one in the last 5. So there's no reason for it, really. He's going to be back. He's going to put up big numbers. Matt Ryan, only slightly undervalued.
Listen, I love Matt Ryan this year, and I don't think he's really undervalued. I think he's in the right spot, but yeah, I kind of see the undervalue. I kind of see it now because this is a guy that had a bit of a low year last year, 4,466 yards on his lowest year. Tim finished 5th in passing yards, so he's going to throw for a ton. I think Ridley's going to be in the groove this year. I think Julio's going to be in the groove. I think Gurley's going to be in the groove. I think this is going to be a massive year for Matt Ryan.
Hayden Hurst
could catch some balls. 49-24 is where I see him. He's a 5,000 yard kind of guy. Like if you look at him back in 2018, 4,924 yards, 3rd in passing yards, only 2nd to Pat Mahomes and Big Ben. Really, Big Ben was number 1, then Mahomes and Matt Ryan. I love Matt Ryan. He had a bit of a down year. This guy could easily finish top 3 amongst quarterbacks if healthy. I love him. So yeah, I kind of see your point of view, but I don't want to raise his value in stock too much. I want everybody to be quiet. I'm going to get him in the 7th round. Let's keep him where he is. Okay.
Good enough. Good enough.
All right. Let's keep him there. All right. So I got a guy here, and I'm not going to draft this guy, but he's not being respected, Tim. The guy I'm talking about is Phillip Rivers. The lack of respect, this guy is like the Rodney Dangerfield of quarterbacks. Where's my respect, man? I never get it.
Yeah, I tell you, no respect.
Nothing. So where is this guy sitting on the Concheapsis rank? He's like what? 20, where is this guy? 24. 24th.
Oh, that's horrible.
Okay. If you look at him in 2018, this guy finished 11th. And this guy throws the ball a lot. That's 2018. He's always finishing near the top. Now, he had a bit of a down year last year, like a bit of an off year completely, and still finished 18th. That is like 6 spots. He's still 6 spots below his worst year. So think about it, okay? He had a bad year last year. 23 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. This was a bad year. He's known for throwing a lot of interceptions through the years. I get it. That's a really bad year. Now he's on the Colts. I know it's a new offense. Great O-line. He's got Hilton. He's got Michael Pittman, the rookie, coming in now. He's got some weapons there. He's got Jonathan Taylor there. He's got running backs to catch the ball in the backfield. And he's got this big fat chip on his shoulder. And on a low year, he finished 18, okay? I can only imagine him going up. So let's say he finishes, let's say 14th. He's still around 10 spots below, his ADP, right? Like he's still really undervalued.
Yeah, you can almost use the same argument for him as I'm going to use for one of my guys. So I'm going to save that argument. I'm just going to say there are guys in front of him that have no business being in front of him.
Yeah, like who?
Well, I said I'm going to save it. Now you want me to give up all my things.
Give me one. You're teasing me. I want to know who.
I'm going to use this name a lot. Joe Burrow. I'm going to use him for one of my guys too. You do not get to be a rookie coming in on what I consider to be a half-ass team and jump ahead of some great quarterbacks that have shown how good they are over the years. Come on.
I'm staying away from Burrow. I'm not sold on Burrow, and he's not on my radar, but I definitely see the appeal. I see the upside. He was a top quarterback in college. He's going to possibly have a healthy AJ Green. He's got Tyler Boyd there. They acquired T. Higgins, who's a wiry,
whatever,
explosive receiver, and they got Mixon. They made some improvements on I see the appeal, and I see the upside. So that's probably, but Mr. Safe and Reliable Phillip Rivers is probably going to finish with more fantasy points than Burrow, right? So
give me that. Give me the safe and reliable.
Safe and reliable. So it's tough. Like I said, the ceiling is there for Burrow. There's no doubt about it. I'm personally staying away. I don't trust him. When I go to quarterback, Tim, I always get a guy that's secure. Now, if you want to roll some dice as a backup quarterback, maybe Burrow, but there's better backup quarterbacks that I would get. A Drew Lock, I think, has a higher ceiling than Burrow. You can get even a Gardner Minshew. You never know. Gardner Minshew could be solid this year, right? I think he's going to be in the groove. Now, let me tell you something about Gardner Minshew, Tim. We're going to go off on a tangent here, okay? Gardner Minshew finished, and me and the other bald guy, remember him? Tom? Yeah, you always growl when you hear that. So there can only be one. Yeah. So let me tell you something about Gardner Minshew. I think he's undervalued as well. Where is Gardner Minshew sitting right now? He's sitting 23rd. On the Concheapsis rankings. Gardner Minshew actually finished 19th. He's not one of the guys we're talking about. We're going off on a tangent, giving you some extra value. Now, this guy finished with 229 fantasy points. Stick with me, Tim. And he finished 19th. Kyler Murray finished 8th amongst quarterbacks with 284. The only real difference with these guys is Kyler Murray actually had more rushing yards, I believe. He had more rushing yards.
Not a hell of a lot even, though. Yes, fairly substantial. 200 more rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, whereas Minshew got 0 touchdowns on the ground.
Right. And then the Kyler Murray actually had 12 interceptions, which is a bit of a concern. Minshew only had 6. Their touchdowns difference wasn't that big of a difference. It was a 1 touchdown difference. Actually, Minshew had 1 more touchdown, 21 to Kyler Murray's 20. So where was the real difference with these guys? A little bit of rushing yards, and it was those rushing touchdowns with Kyler Murray where he had 4 and Minshew had 0. So I'm getting somewhere here, Tim.
It's taken a long time though.
Stick with me on this. The only thing that's really separating these guys in fantasy points is about a couple hundred rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Really, if you think about it. And Kyler Murray's put on this pedestal, and he's coming off in the 5th round. Everyone's hyping him out to be the next Lamar Jackson. But really, if you look at it, there isn't that much of a difference between Gardner Minshew and Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
You can make an argument that he's got better weapons. He's got Hopkins, all this type of stuff. But really, I mean, you never know. Minshew could outperform Kyler Murray.
Yep.
It could happen, right?
Yeah.
All right, I have to make that point. Anyway, you're number 4. Who is your 4th undervalued quarterback?
Kind of want to jump to my next one, but instead I'm going to kind of go in my order here as to who was the highest, who was the lowest pick. And I'm going to say Big Ben. And he's undervalued, but I also understand why he's undervalued. Yes, he missed pretty much all of last year. Is he 100%? Can him and Juju get the fire going? You know, can it be the Ben and AB sort of thing, but be the Ben and Juju? The ogre is not mobile, man. This guy does not run. You know, he can't. He's a big dude, but he doesn't run. So I understand why he's undervalued, but the point is he's still undervalued.
He actually lost a lot of weight. I think he lost weight. He's looking slim and trim, but I still don't think he's going to run. He's going to be lanky. And anyway, yeah, he's 18th right now, considering this guy in 2018 led, Tim, listen to this. He led in passing attempts, okay, and passing yards. That's insane. He had 675 passing attempts. Mind you, he had Antonio Brown, right? I get that.
Everybody's going to say that.
Yeah, and he had 5,129 passing yards. Number 1 in passing yards and attempts. He outdid Pat Mahomes in attempts. He outdid Pat Mahomes in passing yards. That's pretty good. I mean, he didn't, he's number 5 in touchdowns. I get it. But listen, Big Ben's a guy that's undervalued. You get him as a backup quarterback. He's got plug and play. I'm just not a Big Ben fan in general, but he's got some weapons, man. They brought in Chase Claypool. They got Deontay Johnson. They got James Washington. They got, pass catching running backs. I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be solid as a backup and completely undervalued. And that's really predicated on the fact that he was injured last year, but he's a top 5 quarterback when healthy. And if he's in the groove, and he's sitting here at 16th amongst quarterbacks, which is crazy.
People are going to say it's a completely different team. And I get it. Yeah, it is AB. AB's gone. Who else did they lose? Jesus, why am I blanking? But they're running back, big running back.
Le'Veon Bell. Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. Yes. So they've lost 2 huge pieces of that puzzle. So that is why I see this kind of justifiable. I still think that he's got the goods and he can bring it no matter who's on the field with him. And yeah, he's undervalued.
Completely.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, let's move on here to Kirk Cousins.
What? That was mine.
I know. That's your guy. I got it on the list right here.
Okay. I thought you were stealing my guy.
No, this is Tim's guy, everybody. Announcement. Hold on. This is Tim's guy. Tim's guy.
I like it. So this was the guy I was going to use as my reference to your thing. He is not getting the respect.
I was really doing well by singing. Anyway, listen, Tim, guess what?
Sure were.
Totally off tangent before we talk about cousins, your cousin here. Beavis and Butthead, I heard, are coming back.
Yeah. Cornholio.
This is so nostalgic for me.
I don't know, man. If they can update it to still be stupid humor, but more based on today's kids and the way they talk, yeah, it could be awesome.
You said up.
Shut up. Well, I don't want to swear. So.
Terrible, man. I'm excited to see some Beavis and Butthead. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. I love that back in the day.
All right, let's go back to Kirk Cousins here. And
Kirk Cousins, way undervalued. What did you say he's at? It's 21.
21st on the Concheapsis.
Come on, man. So, yeah, he lost Diggs, but who cares? He's still got 2 amazing players in Thielen and Cook. Last year was an off year for him, man. It's not going to happen again this year. He will be a top 10. How do you put a Burrow, a Mayfield, a Daniel Jones in front of Kirk Cousins? Explain it to me.
Listen, I think Daniel Jones has a ceiling. I really do.
Yeah, he has a ceiling. Every guy's got a ceiling.
Mayfield, I'm not really excited.
Mayfield's got weapons, man, but he had weapons last year.
And I know you're not excited about it, but they did acquire one of the top receiving prospects.
I don't freaking care.
Jefferson, don't sleep on him. But yeah, Kirk Cousins finishing 6th in 2017, 13th in 2018, 15th in 2019.
Oh my God, he's on a steady decline. Oh no.
Yeah, he got 6, 13, 15, now 21st. That's how they come up with this stuff.
Yeah.
He'll be safe. He'll be solid. I mean, he had a bit of a down year last year. Wasn't his best years. So he's one of those guys, like, he's safe, he's solid. He's like a Jared Goff, maybe a little better than Jared Goff. He's got a higher ceiling than Jared Goff.
It's funny. I was looking at Goff as one of my references too when I'm thinking, who does this guy deserve to be in front of? Like,
Goff is a little more consistent. Goff does a little bit better.
That's why I didn't mention him, but I was looking at him. I was like,
I put those guys in the same category, and it's just, I don't know. They're good. They put up points. They'll throw over 4,500 yards. I'm just not excited. I don't get like giddy, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like there's a high ceiling with Cousins, but you got to say he's undervalued.
I just want to show you. Oh, I can't figure this out. I can never figure out which way am I supposed to lean, and it looks all blurry. Here, shameless plug.
What are you showing me?
I'm trying to show you my shirt.
What about your shirt? Why is it glowing?
See, I keep going. Yeah, why is it? It's the lighting.
Why is it shining?
It's my beautiful natural lighting.
Though the emblem on that's not supposed to be shining. It's like a matte. Why is it shining?
It's the lighting, I guess.
My goodness. Anyway, so if you guys are in the car.
So let's get back to it. My biggest argument right now is always going to be, why the hell is Joe Burrow in front of this guy? Too many people are putting way too much into this guy. Come on.
Burrow's going to come in and tear it up just to piss you off.
Okay, great. Make me eat my words. But as of right now, I am not impressed.
Those are our guys that are going to make us eat our words. Eckler and Burrow. Those are our guys.
Burrow for me and Eckler for you. I'll be okay with that. If he does it, great. But I am not impressed right now. And it's not just with him personally. It's the team. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
That's not an explosive team by any means.
I'm not seeing it. I'm just not excited. It's the Bengals, right? I'm just not like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on AJ
Now
Green.
You guys can put all your comments about, don't trash my Bengals.
Yeah, exactly. So, Tim, man, I mean, those are your 5. And there's some honorable mentions. We did say we'd mention some honorable mentions, Tim, and I got to mention a couple here. Now, we can't say Drew Lock because we really don't know what to expect at him. So I want to kind of talk more about, like, veteran quarterbacks that are underrated. And just a couple honorable mentions. I think Goff at 19 is a little underrated. I think he could do better. I think Brady at 11, I think he's easily going to crack the top 10. I think he's slightly underrated. I think with that high-octane offense, he could crack the top 6, maybe 8. I think there's a ceiling there. So he's an honorable mention there. Stafford at 13, I think he's safe where he is, maybe slightly, but I think everybody is kind of where they should be. Now, another guy that's completely under the radar, which I don't like, I'm not a fan of him, but I definitely see him finishing higher than this. But Derek Carr at 28, man. I mean, he can only do better than 20. I don't see him finishing 28th. I think he's completely undervalued, but I'm staying away from him personally. I don't trust Carr. They got Ruggs there, was a little banged up on the offseason a little bit. But Derek Carr, man, I mean, he finished, 16th last year. He just gets it done, but 28th is a little low on him. And again, maybe because they're plugging in guys like Burrow and guys like, Darnold and guys like that I don't trust at all. Like Sam Darnold, man, I don't trust that guy at all. He's at 27 right now.
And it's hard to say too. God, there's so many things that have to go into it this year, but you would think with the Raiders moving to Vegas, maybe that excitement would add a little bit of fire to him. Last year I was high on Carr. I thought he could do pretty good with what he had, but no, man, now keep in mind, he loves to go to his tight ends. So if you're looking for a tight end, always take an Oakland tight end or Las Vegas. Oh my
God.
Vegas.
I keep calling them Oakland too.
Always take a Raiders tight end. Let's put it that way.
I'm still in the Oakland kind of mindset there. But anyway, that's it, guys. Tim's here and he's going on vacation. So we had to get this episode in. So we may not see him for about a week. That's why we got this episode in for you guys. But guys, make sure you get the 16-round draft solution. Leave your questions below. Smash the thumbs up. And Tim, man, he's on his honeymoon.
And if you're a Bengals fan, sorry, too bad.
Joe Burrow sucks. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know yet. He might.
Well, maybe I'll tag. If he does suck, I'm tagging him. We'll see if he gets in the comments as well, and we can have a battle with you and him.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, man, we are out. Thanks, everybody. Smash the thumbs up and subscribe. We are out.
Peace.